Hello everyone, I am Thippeswamy BM. Today I shall discuss the poem titled Nature's Fountainhead written by SUKIRTHA RANI. The poem is prescribed for students studying BCom, BBM and BCA courses in Davangere University. The poem is titled as Nature's Fountainhead and it is written by a well-known Tamil Dalit feminist writer. Her name is SUKIRTHA RANI. It is originally written in Tamil language. Later it was translated into English by Lakshmi Harmstone. Regarding the poem is very significant because it speaks about the kind of subjugation women go through in a patriarchal society. The poem operates through the voices of an oppressor and an oppressed. Here oppressor is a male dominated patriarchal power which tries to control women. The oppressed in the poem refers to a voice of a woman who tried to come out of all the shackles imposed by a patriarchal society. So the poem takes its title from a fountainhead. If we look into the meaning of that fountainhead, there are many connotations to it. One important meaning for fountainhead is the source, original source of something. The other meaning is it refers to the birthplace of a water. So here the strength and energy of a woman is compared to the perennial source of water which cannot be stopped, which cannot be controlled by anyone. No matter how much the oppressor tries to control and subjugate a woman through patriarchal shackles, but a woman has the strength to liberate herself from all these shackles, and she has the strength like that of 5 elements of nature such as earth, fire, sky, wind and water. So through the energies of these 5 elements, the poet here tries to explain that how a woman can liberate herself. She cannot be silenced forever. The more the oppressor tries to silence her, the more strong she will become and she will come out of that oppression. So I hope you have the poem with you. So listen to the explanation, make necessary notes. So the poem starts with the line addressing the oppressor. The poet or the narrator says, "Say you bury me alive. Suppose if you refers to the oppressor, if you try to bury me alive permanently when I am alive, but that is not my end. Instead, I will become a green grass field and lie outspread like a fertile land." So the voice in the poem, the narrator, a woman, she says, if the oppressor tries to bury me alive, to put an end to my life, that is not the end. Instead, I have the energy to rise again like a green grass. I am like a fertile land which goes on spreading. So here she uses the element of earth, that a woman cannot be buried alive. She has the potential and she has the energy to take birth again. She will become green grass field and she goes on spreading and there is no end to her life. Then she says, suppose you may set me on fire. The oppressor can put me into fire. He may try to destroy me by putting me into fire, but I will not die. Instead, I will become a flaming bird and fly about in the wide space. So the narrator, that woman, says, if the oppressor tries to bury me or burn me by putting me into fire, I will not die. Instead, I am like a phoenix bird which has the potential to take its own birth out of its own ashes. I will not die even if you put me on fire. Instead, I will become a flaming bird and I will fly away. I will never stay under your clutches. I will fly away about in the wide space and horizon. So you cannot restrict me. You cannot imprison me. You cannot bury me alive. You cannot burn me. You don't have that potential to stop my freedom. Then she says, you the oppressor, you may have your magic wand. You have the power. You can use your magic wand, which has all the magical power of a control to control a person or an individual. You may use your magic wand and you can put me or shut me inside a bottle like a genie. The reference here is to the story of Arabian Nights. Maybe you are all familiar with the story of Aladdin, where a genie is imprisoned inside a bottle. So here she says directly to the oppressor that you can use your all magical powers, you can use your magical wand and you can shut me inside a bottle like a genie. But I cannot be imprisoned forever. Instead, I will vaporize as mercury and stand upright towards sky. So here also it is not possible for the oppressor to imprison me like a genie inside a bottle. I am like mercury. Mercury is a liquid metal which cannot be, controlled by an ordinary person. I am like a mercury and I can evaporate at any point from that bottle. You cannot imprison me forever. Then she says, you may dissolve me into the wind like water immersed into water. From its every direction, I will emerge like blown breath. So the next reference where she says, you can dissolve me into the wind. You can try to destroy my identity like dissolving me into the wind, where one cannot find my identity. But it is not possible for you, because I am like a breath of air which cannot be stopped. I will dissolve myself into the wind and you will not be able to control me or stop me. I have such energy. Then she says, you, the oppressor, you may frame me like a picture and hang me on your wall. So here reference is about the shackles within 4 walls of a house which is put for a woman. You can try to frame me and put me within a frame like a picture or a painting or a drawing which is framed and hung upon the wall. You can try to do the same with me, but I am not going to stay there within the frame hanging upon the wall for a long time. Instead, I will pour down like water in a river like sudden flood. She compares her energy to that of water during flood. Water during flood cannot be stopped, cannot be controlled. The energy, the strength is very destructive during floods. So I am like that water in a river which cannot be stopped. You cannot frame me within 4 walls or within frames of a painting. Instead, I will pour down and I will suddenly use my energy and I will flow away like flood. No one can come in front of me and stop me. So finally she says, when she tells the way in which she can liberate herself, she compares herself to the 5 elements of nature. That is, I myself, a woman myself, I can become earth, fire, sky, wind and water. Through the energy of these 5 elements of nature, I can liberate myself from the oppressor, from the shackles of this patriarchal society. So she says in the last 2 lines, the more you confine me, you the oppressor, the more you try to confine me, the more you try to stop me, the more you try to oppress me, what will happen? The more I will spill over, the more strong I become and I liberate myself from your shackles. Because a woman is nature's fountainhead. She is a nature's fountainhead. She is the source of water, perennial source of water, which cannot be tamed and controlled by anyone in this nature and in this society. So this is how one can analyze this poem, Nature's Fountainhead, written by SUKIRTHA RANI, which speaks about how a woman cannot be subjugated forever in this patriarchal society. Thank you.